So this is my this is my neighborhood. It's not that far away from the World Heritage area of Georgetown, with all the places that are of interest to tourists. It's just a little ways down that direction. But to start this little errand run, it's all about cameras. And as always, I have a million thoughts about those. Filming with a GoPro Hero 9 right now. And one of many issues I have with GoPro in general, is that all of my GoPro batteries keep failing. I don't know what causes it, but they all have a tendency to expand. They get extremely hot inside the camera when you're using them. And at some point, very early, like even brand new batteries, will expand to the point that they won't even go inside the GoPro anymore. And then the sides of them will like pop right off because it swells so much that the whole battery casing just pops open. And this will happen to brand new batteries in a very short time. And I don't know, I blame it on overheating. Like they get very hot in the camera, and maybe the heat and humidity in Thailand and Malaysia and Myanmar, the places that I've been recently since GoPros entered my life. But I don't know. In all the reviews I see online, all the YouTube talking about GoPro this, GoPro that, what's better, GoPro or DJI? Should you buy one? Should you not? In all the reviews and all the analysis, no one has ever mentioned GoPro batteries failing as routinely as they do for me. Anyway, I'm down to 2 batteries again. I got 2 in my backpack right now that I brought with me. I'd pull one out and show you, but you wouldn't really be able to see much in the GoPro screen. But yeah, they both burst open. And I think I started not long ago with 6, because I need a lot of batteries to get through the day. I had 6 GoPro batteries, and 2 of them burst open when I was up in Mesot in the last few months. I had to throw those away. And then when I got here to Penang, I started using the GoPro again, and 2 of the batteries, again, burst open. They won't fit in the GoPro anymore. So I have 2 batteries left, and I'm out to find a camera store that maybe carries some. GoPro just released a new type of battery called the Enduro, which is supposed to be a higher capacity battery. And perhaps these Enduros work better than the standard GoPro battery. So anyway, I'm gonna walk around and see if I can find these Enduro batteries, among other things. So as I said, this is my street. My Airbnb is right there. And luckily, there happen to be 2 camera stores right here. One over there called Canon Image Square. I went in there the other day. And then there's this one called Hike. And I have not gone inside Hike yet, but I'm gonna go in there for the first time and see what they carry. Mask on to go inside. And this is the other thing I'm looking for. This is my main grip that I use for the GoPro, the Jaws Flex clamp. Has a quick release buckle on the top and this big Jaws on the bottom, and then it has a gooseneck connecting them. And I like this system, but this gooseneck is old and it's quite loose, so the whole thing will flop over all the time. It's not as stiff as it was when I bought it new. So I'm wondering, I mean, you can buy goosenecks individually from GoPro, but I've never seen them for sale anywhere in a camera store. I've never even seen them online recently either, so I don't know how you can get one. I may have to buy an entirely new Jaws Flex clamp just to get the gooseneck, but that's also what I'm looking for. I popped the GoPro off my Jaws Flex clamp just to show it to you. Now it's back on. And that's one of the reasons I like having a grip like that. It gets the GoPro further away from me, and I'm not holding the GoPro with me dominating the screen. I hold it far away like that. So let's go in and see what they sell here. Wow. Hello. So I'm inside my first camera store. This one is called Hike, And I was curious about the name because in English, hike, of course, means to go walking and then climbing. But it turns out it's a combination of the two names of the, the owners or the managers of this camera store. So it comes from their two names. They put the letters together and it formed the word hike. So this is Hike Camera. And they've got a display over here, signs for Canon, Fujifilm, Sony. Do you mind being in the video yourself? If I turn the camera like this?
No problem. Okay. No problem. I also is a photographer.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. And then here's another part of the display. It looks like these are all new cameras over here.
Here is a used camera.
And here's a lot of used equipment. Oh, that's very nice. But I was just chatting with the owner here for a minute or two, and he was saying they don't actually carry GoPro accessories. So I'm going to have to keep looking for that. But I'm going to spend a few minutes here just looking at some things. The owner here, CK Leong. CK Leong. He told me there's another place I can go to, Gurney Plaza, or
yes,
Gurney Plaza. And they might have a camera store there with a lot of GoPro accessories. So he's looking it up on Google Maps for me. And he also does a lot of photography. And so I'm going to take a look at his Facebook page later and see a lot of his work. Actually, he has quite a bit of his photography on the wall here. So you can see the kind of work that he likes to do. These look like shots around Penang. Yeah, very nice. So I'm just leaving from Hike Enterprise. I think you can see the name of the store up above me. That was a lot of fun. I have so much camera stuff on my mind all the time, and it's not often I have someone that I can talk to about it. So it was nice to have a chat with Mr. Leong in there about his life with cameras going back 25 or 30 years. He has a display in there of all the cameras he's used in his lifetime, going all the way back, I mean, to very old style cameras and some classics like the Yashica FX3 2000, which I also had many, many years ago. So yeah, it's fun to chat with him. Here is my next camera store, Canon Image Square, your world of photography. So I'm gonna pop in there. I don't know if they have a lot of GoPro accessories. I went in there yesterday and I looked at a few things, but I didn't spend a lot of time. So I wanna go back inside. And there's Hike Enterprise right over there in my Airbnb, so I'm in a good neighborhood for me. Tell you one thing though, in all the tourism information about Penang, the one thing they don't tell you is, man, the traffic is brutal here. It's crazy. There is so much traffic coming at you from all directions. Streets are so busy. It's like a major city from that point of view. And with me talking into the GoPro, I'm constantly nearly running into people. They come racing around the corner, and being a pedestrian is, it's a lot of hard work in Penang. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting that. So here we go. So I'm inside the camera store. Yeah, and this is a really interesting place for someone like me because they carry a lot. I mean, they carry so much. As you can see, they have to pile it up in the in the lanes here, you know. So actually, they've got a big display of accessories back here, but practically the whole thing is blocked by all these boxes, which you might think is not a good thing for a store, but for me it's great because it just means they have tons of stuff. And the longer you stay in a place like this, the more things you see. Yeah, I'm kind of like a kid in a candy store in a place like this. Yeah, like just looking over these boxes, just looking over there, there's the GoPro Hero 10, the Insta360 One RS, the One RS Twin Edition. There's the new one, the Insta360 X3. Yeah, I haven't seen the X3 anywhere. I've only been hearing about it, all these Boya microphones, and on. Some crane gimbals, Saramonic wireless mic systems. And when I was here the other day, I was interested to see that they also had the Rode Wireless Go 2 is tucked away in one of these shelves. And then, of course, all of the expensive camera gear, and they have used camera equipment here as well. And then another wall of, oh, here it is over here. Yeah, this is where I saw it. The Wireless Go 2, which I'm kind of interested in. And they even sell the Zoom H1N, which is a really nice, kind of a low budget but high quality external microphone. Yeah, so as you can see, you know, the longer you rummage around in here, the more things you're going to find. And they have a little GoPro section here. So let's see if they carry anything I'm interested in. The last look at Canon Image Square. I'm all done with exploring the inside of that shop. I didn't have a chance to spend any money that I don't have, unfortunately. They had a variety of like GoPro accessories, but they were fairly old and not very extensive. I think they carried GoPro stuff for a while, but they're not keeping the stock up to date. It's not a focus for their shop. They're mainly a Canon distributor. And I wasn't able to get a battery or a Jaws Flex clamp. So I'm gonna go for a walk down this relatively busy street and try to find another camera store. Oh, but I did learn something interesting there, something very useful, and that is that the other store, the man there, Mr. Leong, he told me about a GoPro outlet at Gurney Plaza. That sounded very promising, and I asked these guys about it, and they said it closed. I asked them, how do I get there? Do they know what bus to take? And they said, you know, why do you want to go there? And I said, well, I'm looking for GoPro stuff. And he says, oh yeah, there used to be an official GoPro store at Gurney Plaza, but they said it closed last year. So that was good to learn. So I didn't waste a trip all the way out there. And I guess the next stop on my walk is going to be that very tall building in front of me. That is the Comtar Tower. And I believe there are a couple of camera stores inside the mall at the base of the tower. So I'm going to look in there. I don't really have a lot of hope anymore, though. When I saw the various camera stores here, I kind of had a glimmer of hope that there'd be a lot of GoPro accessories around. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'm going to have to go to Kuala Lumpur in order to pick up any GoPro gear. But we shall see. Day's not over yet.
We have a Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just add our name as a photo trading, then you just add.
Okay.
Yeah, then the inquiry is after, then you can.
Okay. So I was just walking along the street heading to Comtar, and I found another camera store I didn't know was here. This one is called XL Photo Trading, and I was quite pleased to see that they actually have some GoPro accessories for sale. So they have some GoPro batteries and a 3-way grip and a travel kit. Unfortunately, the type of battery I'm looking for isn't here. But yeah, I just had an interesting time chatting with the owner and another customer about the differences between 360 cameras and GoPros, which of course is like something I'm very interested in. But yeah, it's a nice little shop too. They have a nice range of goods for sale here. And they can order anything for you as well. Like if they didn't have what you want here, they could probably order it in for you. So yeah, Excel Photo Trading, another place to, a small place to check out. Oh yeah, and they have the Rode Wireless Go microphones as well. The original that I have and the Go 2 Video Micro. Yeah, so they have a nice, nice selection here. But I'm heading on to Kamtar. I like knapsacks with a lot of pockets and compartments, but sometimes that can come back and bite you in the butt. I was just there at that camera store, and I was talking with the owner and a customer all about GoPros and Insta360. And while I was doing that, I was getting out a lot of my own cameras out of my bag to, to demonstrate certain things. And I got out my GoPro Hero 9, and because he was trying to decide between a GoPro and Insta360. And then I eventually left. I'm walking down the street, and I decided to switch to my Hero 9, but it wasn't in my knapsack. It was like, you know, where's my Hero 9? I couldn't find it. So I thought, oh, I must have left it in the camera store. So I go rushing back there. I go in, and there's nothing on the counter. And I said, oh, did I leave my GoPro here? And they says, no, you didn't leave anything here. And I'm starting to get a little bit worried. What did I do? But then, of course, I go rummaging through my knapsack, and I eventually find it. It just happened to slide into a sort of a slit compartment that I never used, and it just sort of slid in there and disappeared. So it was in my knapsack all along, but I have so many pockets and compartments I couldn't find it. Man, oh man, the traffic here is overwhelming. Can't even think. The traffic noise. I'm waiting for the lights to give me a pedestrian crossing. And there's a Kamtar Tower. That's where I'm heading. And it's always interesting, these crosswalk signals. They give you all that beeping sound to tell you when to cross. And then the beeping gets louder and louder and faster and more frantic as the time runs out. I'm suffering from a big city shock, I think, after quiet Mesot. You know, even Georgetown is too much for me. How in the world am I going to handle Kuala Lumpur? I have no idea. The bustle of the big city, I can't even handle the small city. I was in the mood for a cold Coke, and I found a Fuyo machine. So I thought I'd give it a try. I've been playing around with the controls for a couple of minutes and discovered a couple of things. It's pretty fun. Of course, I made a mistake the first time. I found it's like a touch screen, and then you swipe all the way through it. And I saw a Coke, so I hit Coke, and then it disappeared on me. So, oh, what's going on? So I hit it again, Coke, and it's like, how do I choose Coke? And I kept hitting it over and over, and it turns out that every time I hit the button, I was choosing one more Coke. So now, this is my selection down here. So you basically pick what you want, item by item, and then it gets added to the little screen down here. So now I'm looking at 3 Cokes for $7.50. So now I've got to get rid of 1, 2. So now my order is 1 Coke, and it says buy fast. I don't know why it's buy fast as opposed to buy slow, but let's buy fast. Already pay, okay. And everyone prefers eWallet, but I don't have eWallet yet, so I'm going to use old-fashioned cash. Took my 5 ringgit. What's going on? Let's see. Aha! My Coke fell. And, oh, it doesn't give any change. That's funny. I didn't realize that. There's no, yeah, that's why they prefer eWallet. That's why everyone would. Now they no longer even have to go to the expense of putting, oh, it says refund money. So maybe I can get it, but I don't see any kind of a thing. Let's try it. Refunded coins. Where does it go? Oh. I got 1 ringgit. 2 ringgit. And I guess that's as far as we can go. Refund money. And nothing happens because, yeah, it can't give you coins. Isn't that funny? Anyway, I got a Coke out of the deal. But yeah, you do get change. Like I got bills back, but you had to push the button and it comes out the same slot that you put it in. Anyway, and I suppose I could, you know, add more money until I can buy something else. Oh, there are things here that are worth 50 ringgit. So I guess maybe I can still spend my money. Let's see what happens. Let me try. Oops, no, I don't want that. I accidentally hit the button. Get rid of that. And we've got some potato chips, right? Okay, 50 ringgit. Buy fast. I'm so delighted. And this is a huge, wow. You need a lot of strength to get in there. And look at, oh, now my hand is stuck. Look at that. My watch is too thick. I can't get my hand back out. I need 2 hands to do this, so I have to kind of let go of my GoPro. There we go. I have to use my other hand. And see if I can find my chips. What did I get? Oh, they're not even potato chips. They're like 2 crackers or 1 cracker or something. So that's what I spent my 50 cent on, because it doesn't give change. But I got the Coke and it's nice and cold, so that's good. But yeah, isn't that something? You have to figure out how to use a new machine. And just in case you've never seen a man drink a cold Coke before, here you are. I love a cold Coke. I sort of left with 3 errands in mind. GoPro accessories, I'm not finding that at all. I don't think I will. Memory card, so I was successful there. And I was also thinking that I could get a SIM card. And if I remember right, I saw a SIM card outlet just up here. It was actually right across the road from that XL photo place where I thought I lost my GoPro. But I think I saw someplace over here that's advertising all the various SIM card providers. I don't know which one is the best one to get. I'll have a chat with the people inside if they're open. So I guess it's a smartphone store, but apparently they also specialize in SIM cards. So there's Hotlink, which is from Maxis, I think. That's Maxis Hotlink. Then there's Digi, very popular one. And there's a third big one, Cellcom, a prepaid Cellcom card. I had Hotlink before. I've never had any of the others. We'll see what they have to say. Hello, how are you? So I found a shop where I can get all the different types of SIM cards, and I can choose whichever one I want, Digi, Maxis Hotlink, or Cellcom. And I don't really know if there's a big difference between any of them, so I'm just going to get a Cellcom. I think it's like a Cellcom X-Pax SIM card. And I'm inside the shop now, and he's going to set it up for me while I wait. You have to bring your passport, of course. They need that in order to register the SIM card in your name. That's just how things work. And yeah, you get it's kind of like a tourist SIM card, you know, meant to be used for a short time, like prepaid. When you buy it, you get a certain amount of data on it, and then at the end of the month, you have to go somewhere and recharge it to keep it going for another month, and then it goes on forever after that, you know. So that's a prepaid card as opposed to postpaid, where you have a real account and you pay, you know, a monthly bill or something like that. Anyway, I'm making it sound very complicated, but basically I'm just getting a SIM card. You would quite often just do this at the airport, but since I didn't arrive at the airport, you know, came overland, I didn't have a chance to do it. And that's where you can get all these SIM cards. You can see all the signs. That's why I came here, because it said Digi, Hotlink, Cellcom, little board there, SIM card for tourists. And the man in there was extremely helpful. Spoke English very well. And he got me set up with a Cellcom SIM card. And the way it works, I guess, is 35 ringgit for the package. So it's a 30-day package for 35 ringgit, unlimited data and unlimited phone calls, which is kind of rare. I always end up with data, but I can never make any actual phone calls. And then it's 10 ringgit to get the card itself. Or maybe that's their fee, I don't know. So it's 45 ringgit total, and that gives me 30 days unlimited everything. And then after that, you just basically have to top up every month to activate it again, to keep it active. Because these are meant as tourist SIM cards, right? They're meant for people that are here just for a short time. So most people come here for a 2-week holiday or a 3-week holiday. So 1 month is enough, and then they just get rid of the card. Nice. That worked out very well. Feels like there was something else I wanted to say about that card. Oh yeah, the app. Cellcom also has an app. So I downloaded the app, and you register with your SIM card automatically, and they send you a security code. You enter the security code. So now I have an app, Cellcom app on my phone, which controls everything to do with my account. I can check my balance and everything like that. All right, so anyway, that's it for my errands. I'm going to head back towards my guest house now. I'm standing here like a dummy because I'm looking at a giant pedestrian walkway. I thought that was kind of interesting. I've been talking about how difficult it is to cross the roads here because the traffic is heavy, but it also flows non-stop. There never seems to be a break in it. So as a pedestrian, it's difficult to cross the road. So whenever you see one of these pedestrian overhead crosswalks, that's always handy. Might be more exercise than a lot of people would like, but I always like using them. At least when you climb up, you get a nice view of the district too. And maybe that elevator works? What do you think? My money is on no. Elevators out in the open rarely work. Oh, look at that. It does. Let's see. First floor. Wow. Look at me getting all fancy, riding in elevators and stuff. Huh. I'm usually walk 10 miles to get to the stairs kind of guy. Oh, and the escalator is running. I'm impressed. I didn't think it would be. Aha! Can never resist one of these. So, actually, I don't even know what side of the road I want to be on. I think I want to head in that direction. But yeah, you think I'm lying about the traffic. I don't lie. There it is coming in that direction. And there's the traffic in the other direction. So yeah, it gets pretty busy. And that's where I want to go. And for now, I'm going to walk up on the right-hand side. But yeah, look at this interesting building here. I remember looking at those signs down below the other day. There's something historic about this building, but of course, here in Penang, there's something historic about just about every building. So yeah, here's the building I was talking about, called whatever that means, Lok Thai Ki, and it shows some before and after renovations. But the whole place has been reconstructed. Staircase, the flooring, the balconies, terraces, the arches, balustrades, and the facade. But now that it's completed and completely restored, oh, okay, here's the history of it. It was the oldest restaurant in Penang from 1919 until it's moved to its iconic home here in historic Georgetown 10 years later. For 80 years, Lok Tai Ki, which in Hainese means House of Happiness, was the choice venue for birthday dinners and wedding parties. Also a popular spot for matchmaking. Potential brides could catch a glimpse of their suitors. So it says that the restaurant ran under the same management for 8 decades until rent control was lifted and the building and surrounding properties were sold to a land developer. The building was acquired by its current owners in the mid-2000s and restoration completed in 2012. But that's all well and good, but what is it now? I mean, it's been completely restored, but apparently it doesn't do anything. This would be the main entrance, I guess, but it's completely closed. Huh, weird. Wonder what the story is behind this place. Maybe they reopened as a restaurant again for a little while. Look at that. It's just turned into a derelict building all over after being restored. Smashed windows. But yeah, I guess they completely restored it, turned it back into a restaurant in all its former glory, and then they closed again. Isn't that crazy? Was it COVID that shut it down? It looks like it's been closed longer than 2 years though, so I don't think it's COVID. Just up the street from that famous restaurant, there's iBox, which apparently is a glass museum. There's an iBox glass studio, and I guess, yeah, anything to do with glass. Looks like they can do glass work for you, and maybe you can go inside and look at displays as well. I'm not sure. I would go in, but I've been out walking around for a long time. I'll have to save that for another day if I'm interested. But yeah, this is the kind of place, Penang, where you don't even have to do anything. All you need to do is walk around. Look at this. The White by Ketch. What is it? A restaurant, okay. Very interesting looking restaurant. I've seen a lot of buildings that look exactly like this here. They all used to be old homes, fancy homes for wealthy people. They've all been turned into different things. There's the Embassy Hotel. And I keep getting caught at these corners because cars come whipping around pretty fast and they're a little bit out of sight. And they're not always using their turn signals. So you think they're not going to turn and suddenly they turn right into you. But this is going to be a challenge to get across. The cars in Penang, they flow like rivers, like water in a river. Never stops. Okay, this could be a break. Can we get across? I'll keep the GoPro aimed in that direction in case somebody hits me. I have a police record. There we go. I survived. Whew. The exciting life of a pedestrian. And we are right back here at my camera stores. This one is the Canon place. What was it called again? Image Square. So there's Image Square. My day began here, and hike camera is right over there. I wanted to turn in this direction because on Google Maps it says something about a 7-Eleven being over here. So I thought I'd track it down. I was thinking about 7-Eleven culture the other day because there's a big difference between the 7-Elevens in Thailand and the ones here. You'd think a 7-Eleven would be the same anywhere in the world, right? It's the same company. But the ones in Thailand are much more developed. They're bigger, cleaner, more room inside, better stocked. I mean, everything is there that you could want. A lot of staff, very fast and efficient. I mean, it's like a consumer paradise there. And the 7-Elevens here are still 7-Elevens, but they're not the same. They're smaller, quite a bit more cramped, not as well stocked. Kind of dirty, to be honest. On the outside, there tends to be a lot of dirt gathering in the outer areas. You know, they have some seating area. And I think they struggle with some people sleeping there at night or leaving garbage behind. And you go inside and the clerks are quite often not around. There isn't as many staff and they're not quite as attentive. And it's not as well stocked. So I go in there expecting to buy all the things I could buy at the 7-Eleven in Thailand. But you can't, because they just don't sell that stuff. Whatever it is I happen to be looking for. Anyway, I was looking for this other 7-Eleven to see whether it was what it was like. And I don't see one. I'll have to Google Maps check. According to my map, the 7-Eleven is tucked away inside here somewhere. But no, it's not back here. This is just a dead-end alley. Yeah, I don't know where the 7-Eleven could be. It's a mystery. I often do this when I'm in a new neighborhood for a while. I like to walk around. And as you walk, you know, you're noting things that you may need in your life. Like over there, I just noticed there's a print shop. So if I ever need to print something or photocopy something, it's like, okay, there's a print shop over there. You know, there's a 7-Eleven here, maybe a camera store here. You know, I make little notes whenever I see little mental notes about little services around the neighborhood. The one thing I'm still looking for is drinking water. Even in Kuala Lumpur, I was able to track down, and in Mesa when I was there, you know, these water purifying dispensers. Just at the side of the street, you know, I don't know what's going on. Oh. That scooter comes with its own puppy horn. Just sort of barks at everyone to get out of the way. But yeah, you just put in some coins and you can fill up your own water containers with, you know, relatively purified water. I don't know how filtered it is, really, to be honest, but it's very convenient. Oh, I was talking about that restaurant, White something or other, White Catch, and how that type of building is very common here. And there's another one right there on the corner behind the fence, kind of derelict. Exactly the same style of house. Probably from the same era, same period of time. A wealthy family once lived there. But that one has been left to fall apart a little bit. Perhaps someone will rebuild it and turn it into a fancy restaurant. Whew. All right, I've had enough. I'm hot, I'm sweaty. I've got my steps in, as they say. I got my steps in for today. So I'm going to enjoy the feeling of having a SIM card, which is really nice. To have an active smartphone with internet access helps a lot. It's kind of essential in the modern world, isn't it? And I just ran into another foreigner there for a minute, and as often happens to me, I stopped him and I said, oh, hey, excuse me, can I ask you something? I asked him, like, do you know if there's a 7-Eleven near here? And he said to me, well, I just got here. This is my first day in Penang, so I don't really know. And I'm the one usually saying that to people. Foreigners have often asked me, you know, do you know where this is? And I explain, well, I'm just a tourist. I know as little or less than you do. And that's basically what he said to me. But we chatted for a few minutes, and we were talking about just the difficulty of getting around, because he's been trying to walk everywhere as I do, and walking is tough. And he's here visiting family, I guess. And some member of his family offered to lend him his bicycle. And he says, man, you couldn't pay me to ride a bicycle here. You know, I wouldn't dare try it. I would try it, and it is fun, but you have to be confident, and it's not going to be easy riding a bike. Anyway, enough babbling about that. I'm on my way back to my Airbnb, going to settle in, enjoy, as I said, having a SIM card in my phone. I'm going to luxuriate in that feeling for a bit. Install my new memory card in my phone. Lots of expanded memory. And that's it for the day. And that's it for the video. And that's what a typical day is like for me when I'm not out doing something like visiting a temple. This is a day in the life on Planet Doug. And I'll see you on the next day.